Alrighty, let's get straight to it. This is the shortcut to doing long division. The first one is pretty straightforward, and then as we go on, I'm going to show you some more complex problems. So for number one, 2 goes into 4 two times, right? There we go. So we just put the number 2 above. 2 goes into the number 2 one time, and then 2 goes into the number 8 four times. That's straightforward. You don't have to bring any numbers down. You got it. Now let's look at number 2. It's a little bit different. 5 goes into the number 5 one time, right? Now 5 goes into 0 times. 5 cannot go into 0 at all, so I'm going to put a 0 above the 0. But now I have to take that number and combine it with the next number, and 5 goes into 5. 5 is the same as 5 one time. Got that one? Again, pretty straightforward, nothing complex to it. Now we're going to go into something just a little bit more complex. All right, so for number 3, pretty similar to number 2. 3 goes into 3 one time. 3 cannot go into the number 2, so we're going to put a 0. But now I'm going to combine the 2 and the 7. That means 3 goes into 27 9 times. Got it? All right, now number 4. Here's where we deal with remainders and how that kind of works and where to put that number. So 4 goes into the number 4 one time. 4 goes into the number 5 one time, right? That leaves a remainder of 1. So I'm going to attach that 1 to this 6. That's going to make that the number 16. So it goes right before the next number, and 4 goes into 16 4 times. That is how we work with remainders. But I'm going to take it up one more step and make it just a little bit more difficult. First, you see for number 5, I have 2 different ways. First, I'm gonna show you with it having a remainder and then how you would write that with a decimal. So 2 goes into 4 two times. 2 cannot go into 1, so therefore I put a 0. But 2 can go into 13, and it goes into 13 6 times with a remainder of 1. So you understand how it is when you're working with remainders. But what if you're doing decimals? I'm going to do that same problem again. 2 goes into 4 two times. 2 cannot go into the number 1, so I put a 0. 2 does go into the number 13 6 times. Now, in the last one, I put a remainder 1, but let's do it if we're doing decimals. So 2 goes into 13 6 times, and it has a remainder of 1. So if I'm doing decimals, I would automatically put a decimal point. I'd put the number 1 because that's the remainder. And anytime there is not another number to the right of that number, you just add a 0, and 2 goes into 10 5 times. So that would be your answer as a decimal. Again, when you get remainders, that's how it looks. Let's look at an even more complex problem. Feel free to slow down what I'm doing or rewind. For this final problem, we're going to deal with remainders, a lot of remainders, and a decimal. 2 goes into the number 2 one time. 2 goes into the number 5 two times with a remainder of 1. Remember, 2 times 2 is 4. We didn't reach the number 5, so therefore there's a remainder of 1, which gets attached to this 6. It goes right before the 6. 2 goes into 16 8 times perfectly. All right, time to start over. 2 goes into 7 3 times. 2 times 3 is 6, therefore it left a remainder of 1. So now these two go together. 2 goes into 13 6 times. 2 times 6 is 12, right? Oh, I see that I have no more numbers and I have a remainder of 1. If I'm doing decimals, I'm going to write it as a decimal. And here is my remainder of 1. And I'm going to add a 0. 2 goes into 10 5 times. I hope this helped you. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. Thank you.